The Western media called me another African dictator making empty threats. Israeli intelligence dismissed me as a young soldier playing politics. Even some of my own advisors whispered I was moving too fast, too hard, too dangerously. They were all wrong. Because while they were busy underestimating me, I was busy dismantling their entire shadow network across my continent. And what I'm about to tell you isn't just what happened in Burkina Faso. It's the blueprint for how Africa finally stops being the world's playground. My name is Ibrahim Traore, and this is the story of how I declared war on Benjamin Netanyahu's African empire. Let me start with something they don't want you to know. For the past 15 years, while African leaders were signing development deals and shaking hands for photo ops, Netanyahu was building something else entirely. A spider web of intelligence operations, data harvesting companies, and surveillance networks that stretched from Lagos to Nairobi. They thought we were too poor to notice, too desperate to say no, too divided to fight back. I noticed everything. Do you want to know what really triggered last Thursday's operation? 3 weeks ago, my intelligence chief walked into my office with a folder. Inside were communication intercepts, financial records, and satellite imagery that made my blood run cold. Israeli-backed companies weren't just doing business in Burkina Faso. They were mapping our mineral deposits with military precision, recording our political meetings through compromised telecommunications, tracking the movement of our citizens through facial recognition systems we never agreed to install. But here's the part that made me realize we were past the point of diplomacy. They were sharing this intelligence with multinational corporations to help them extract better deals from African governments. Our own data was being used to exploit us more efficiently. That night, I didn't sleep. I sat in my office until dawn, and I made a decision that would change everything. I called my military commanders at 5 in the morning. Operation Clear Sight begins in 2 hours, I told them. No leaks, no delays, no mercy. At exactly 7 a.m., while most of Ouagadougou was still waking up, my forces moved simultaneously on 17 different targets across the city. The first location was a telecommunications company on the eastern edge of town. From the outside, it looked like any other office building. Clean glass windows, corporate logo, employees arriving for another normal day at work, except nothing about this company was normal. My soldiers entered without announcing themselves. What they found inside made international headlines within hours, though most media outlets refused to report the full story. Rooms filled with server equipment powerful enough to monitor the communications of half the continent. Hard drives containing personal data of over 2 million Burkinabe citizens. Encrypted phones with direct lines to Tel Aviv intelligence offices, and documents, thousands of documents, detailing how our national security was being systematically compromised. But that was just the beginning. By 9 a.m., we had raided 6 more Israeli-linked operations. Not just businesses, understand. These were sophisticated intelligence gathering posts